Namaste. We are starting the second episode of Bhaja Govindam now. So we will be covering the next 11 stanzas. Pushkala will sing the second shloka.
Moodha jahi dhanagama trishna, moodha jahi dhanagama trishna, kuru sadbuddhim manasi vitrishnam, kuru sadbuddhim manasi vitrishnam, yallabhase nija कर्मोपातम यल्लभसे निज कर्मोपातम वित्तं तेन विनोदयचित्तं वित्तं तेन विनोदयचित्तं भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढ़मते.
So here Adi Shankara says, "O fool, give up your thirst to amass wealth." See, today what is happening, there is so much of stress on money. And everybody is concentrating only on that. When I talk to the youth, I have a program in which every week I talk to some youngsters, in which most of them, the definition of life that they say is, I am working. That is, I am working is the final definition, forgetting that there is so many other aspects of life there is, which they do not get, we do not even think about. So here he says, give up your thirst to amass wealth. Devote your mind to thoughts of the real. Be content with what comes your way through actions already performed in the past. So there is a very beautiful example story for this that has been given in this book. It says, a greedy timber merchant. Here there was a timber merchant who was collecting sandalwood from all over for a number of years, and he was stocking them. He was making a huge stock of sandalwood, and the purpose in his mind was that when the king dies, he will sell all this for a big price and become a rich man. So now see, what goes in your mind shows on your face. This is something which we all of us know. So here again he is telling us, keep your mind pure and clean. So what happens, the king, when he sees everybody he sees, and when he sees this particular timber merchant, he gets a feeling, he feels very uncomfortable. He says something is wrong somewhere. Then he sends his men to find out what is the reason, why do I feel uncomfortable when I see this particular fellow. Then they go and see, and they find out the reason for the whole thing. And he has been collecting sandalwood over the years, waiting for the king to die so that he can become a rich man. So what happens ultimately? He is not able to achieve that, and everything is withdrawn, and he is punished for his thought, and it goes on like this. So this is just, don't keep thinking of wrong things, as well as don't keep wanting to amass wealth. Next shloka.
नारीस्तनभरनाभिदेशं दृष्ट्वा मागमोहवेशं नारीस्तनभरनाभिदेशं दृष्ट्वा मागमोहवेशं एतन्मांस वसादिविकारं तन्मांस वसादिविकारं मनसि विचिन्तय वारं वारं मनसि विचिन्तय वारं वारं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते.
Moha is explained in this shloka. That is, don't get drowned in delusion by going wild with passions and lust, by seeing a woman's navel or breast. So these are nothing but modification of flesh. So fail not to remember this again and again in your mind. So there is a very beautiful story for this, or an example. That is, beauty is only skin deep. Once you remove the skin from the body, what is underneath? It's full of flesh, blood, lymph and all kinds of dirty. Everything looks ugly once the skin is removed. So, and for this skin we are giving so much importance and wasting all our time. In this, even great people like Vishwamitra is supposed to have done penance, and there was an ant hill all around him. He was covered by cobwebs. To that extent he did penance. But momentarily, this moha, when he sees Menaka, the moha overtakes and he falls. Now, the next example that is given is Sita. See, Sita, seeing that golden deer, sends away Rama to the forest to get that golden deer. And that is moha towards a beautiful deer. So now that led to the whole Ramayana. If Sita had not seen that golden deer and not asked Rama to go and then forced Lakshmana to go, Ravana could not have come and taken her. The whole Ramayana starts from that point. So moha, how it can be a downfall. Similarly, the positive examples are of Meera and Andal. See, for them, Meera considered Giridhari, that is Krishna, as her everything. Andal considered Ranganatha as her everything. They were not diverted by the worldly moha. And this body of ours, has got 9 holes. Like if you see 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 2 eyes, mouth, nose, mouth, anus, urethra, and for the females, vagina. So all these holes, what do they produce? Any secretion that comes out of these holes is foul, dirty, repulsive and smelly. So what are we doing? As humans, every day we are a scavenger, we are a barber, we are a washerman, we are a cleaner. To keep this body clean, we have to do so many things. All these are a part of our daily routine. And then we are so attached to this body, or we are so enamored by another body. So we should keep this in our mind, that use your intellect and don't shatter yourself by falling a prey to this kind of moha. See, the ultimate goal is freedom, and we should be free from bondage. So now, it is not that we don't mean to say that don't do anything in life, but have enjoyment, have happiness, try to move towards that. But keeping the name of the Lord in the bottom of your heart, that is the most important thing. Next.
नलिनीदलगत जलमतितरलं तद्वजीवितम् अतिशयचपलं नलिनीदलगत जलमतितरलं तद्वजीवितम् अतिशयचपलं विद्धि व्याध्यभिमानग्रस्तं विद्धि व्याध्यभिमानग्रस्तं लोकं शोकहतं च समस्तं लोकं शोकहतं च समस्तं भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते.
See, the life of a person, if you look at it, it's uncertain. It's almost, you can compare it with a raindrop on a lotus leaf, how it is shivering, shimmering over there. So, we should understand this whole world, this whole thing will fall prey to disease, ego, grief. So let us not think that this is permanent. This life of ours is permanent. The earth, if you see, it is a part of this universe, and this earth is all the time moving. It is rotating, revolving, and in that moving, trembling earth, man is one small speck. So we are like a speck on a drop of water, like a drop of water on a lotus leaf. So we are insecure, unstable, unsafe, everything. But we give so much importance to this human body and this transient life. Do everything in this world, but think of Him along with your day-to-day activities. We are not saying stop everything, become a sannyasi, don't bother about the world. We must live in this world. But along with that, let us keep name of the Lord in our mind all the time. So here there is one story of the bird, sage and hunter. So in this, a hunter is every day setting up a net and putting all bird food on that, and the birds come and fall prey, and they are captured by the hunter. One sage has been telling these birds, don't do this, don't come down, don't fall into this, you will die. But the birds sing the song very well. Every day they are singing the song. We must not go down, we must not fall into this net, but they go and fall into this net. So this is an example of what we all do. We sing the song, we understand what it is, but we don't have self-control. We lose control. So he wants to tell us here that don't be like those birds. Though you are singing Bhaja Govindam, but you are doing whatever you are doing. That kind of self-control has to come.
Yavat pavano nivasati dehe, yavat pavano nivasati dehe, tavat prichhati kushalam gehe, yavat pavano nivasati dehe, tavat prichhati kushalam gehe, gatavati vayo dehapaye, gatavati vayo dehapaye, gatavati vayo dehapaye, bharya bibhyati tasmin kaye, bharya bibhyati tasmin kaye, bhaja govindam, bhaja govindam, bhaja govindam, bhaja govindam, bhaja govindam, bhaja govindam, govindam bhaja mudhamate.
This is a truth that all of us know, but we don't like to voice it. So, like, see, when one is alive, there's a lot of respect, people inquire about you, neighbors care for you, everybody is bothered about you. But when the soul leaves the body, when death happens, even the close members of the family, after that, get scared to go near the body. So this is a truth which we don't like to accept, we don't like to talk about. But a small, beautiful example has been given here. See, when we are alive, we are eating plants, vegetables, we are eating animals, we are eating egg or chicken or whatever. We are eating all living things we are eating. But the moment the soul leaves the body, what happens? All these organisms are living with us and they take charge. Within minutes, the organisms grow and they eat us. So this clearly shows, our life, our body, it is all so superficial, so short-lived, for which, not that we should not take care of our body and our people, but we should do all this remembering Him. That should be our thought. The central theme of this whole thing is Bhaja. That Bhaja should be there all the time in our mind.
बालस्तावत् क्रीडासक्तः तरुणस्तावत् तरुणीसक्तः बालस्तावत् क्रीडासक्तः तरुणस्तावत् तरुणीसक्तः वृद्धस्तावत् चिन्तासक्तः वृद्धस्तावत् चिन्तासक्तः परमे ब्रह्मणि कोऽपि न सक्तः परमे ब्रह्मणि कोऽपि न सक्तः भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते.
Here he is saying that in various stages of our life, like from childhood. Childhood is all sports and toys. Youth is carnal desires. Then senility plots the weary way of solitude. At no stage we find time to turn towards God. We are very busy. So here this picture I have put up from a child who is crawling to an old man with a walking stick. So here what is it? See, childhood, there is no importance. Everything is only sport. Youth is mating and merrymaking. Manhood, it is making money. Old age is doting and anxiety about everything, about yourself, about your children, grandchildren. So at no point we turn towards God. That point we have to understand. See, life is a precious gift. So then if we don't utilize this, what is the purpose of this human birth? So at every stage, from childhood onwards, we should instill a degree of spirituality. So bhaja should start right from childhood. And if we die without realizing God, we will be just doing nothing. We will achieve nothing. We will pass away without fulfilling the purpose for which we were born as a human.
काते कान्ता कस्ते पुत्रः संसारो यमतीव विचित्रः काते कान्ता कस्ते पुत्रः संसारो यमतीव विचित्रः कस्य त्वं वा कुतायातः कस्य त्वं वा कुतायातः तत्त्वं चिन्तय तदिह भ्रातः तत्त्वं चिन्तय तदिह भ्रातः भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते.
See, the worldly relationships which are so important for us now, like who's your spouse, who's your beloved child, this family bond, reflect on who you are. That is very, very important. So here he gives this wonderful story of Krishna and Arjuna. See, on the 13th day of the Mahabharata war, when Abhimanyu dies, Arjuna is distraught. He is unable to take it. He knows that Krishna can do something about it. So he keeps telling Krishna, I want to go and see Abhimanyu, I want to get him back, I want to meet him, and things like that. Because he remembers that when Krishna was in Sandipini during his when he did his education in Sandipini, that time as Guru Dakshina, he goes and gets the son of the Guru from the other world and gives it as a Guru Dakshina to his Guru. So Arjuna feels Krishna can easily do this. So why not he do this for me? So he repeatedly requests him. So at the end of being unable to convince Arjuna, Krishna agrees and takes him to the Yamaloka. There Abhimanyu is there. So Arjuna is very happy to see Abhimanyu. But Abhimanyu looks at Arjuna and says, who is this person? Who is this creature? Who has allowed him to come in here? He is unable to recognize him. He doesn't understand why somebody has come here and they are calling him by this name. And then Arjuna understands that here, after death, it is totally different. The life is different. They don't have memory of what happened on this earth and who are the earthly relations. So here, that's what he wants to tell us, that in this position, when life is so trivial, don't all the time go around thinking about your relations, your family, everything. Add the name of the Lord in your day-to-day activity, in your day-to-day routine.
Satsangatve nisangatvam nisangatve nirmogatvam satsangatve nisangatvam nisangatve nirmogatvam nirmogatve nishalatatvam nirmogatve nishalatatvam nishalatatve jivan muktihi nishalatatve jivan muktihi bhaja govindam govindam bhaja mudhamate.
This shloka gives us the importance of satsang. When you are in the company of good people, on its own our spiritual development will happen. Some degree of non-attachment will come. And once non-attachment comes, freedom from delusion. So all this gradually will take us forward in the spiritual journey. So satsang is a very, very, very important. Here I have just put one very small example, just to tell us, when parents say, make good friends, move in the company of good children. That's such an important thing which every child feels, why are they trying to govern who I should be friend with? See here, a simple example of a parrot. If a parrot is kept in a Veda Pathashala, what will it learn? It will learn Om, Namaha, Guru, all good words it will learn. If the same parrot is kept in a butcher's shop, what will it learn? Cut, Maro, all the cackling sounds of the other animals, everything, all the horrifying things it will learn. So if a parrot itself learns so differently, depending on where it is being placed, a human will learn so much from the Sangha that he follows. So here, Holy Mother gives a very beautiful explanation. She says, see, we cannot be always in the presence of God. So Satsanga will take you towards that goal. So Satsanga is very, very important, and we should see to it that I am so happy that children are coming to attend this or listen to this even. So that itself is good. They are moving towards Satsanga. Here another one small story is there. Here in one guru, one sannyasi, he tells his disciples to go to another ashrama. So then they go to another ashrama, and there they see that Swami who is there, he is washing the vessels, washing the plates, cleaning the kitchen, doing that. He does that in the evening, he does that in the morning again, and then again he is repetitively he is doing the same thing. So then they come back and say, we didn't understand why he is going on washing the same vessels again and again. So for this, the explanation he has given is beautiful. He says, see, dust always accumulates. So we need periodic cleansing. So satsanga will do that. See, for the the world today is full of attractions. So satsanga will make you understand, or at least bring you down to the level that these attractions are right or wrong. So it will help you to understand that. So satsanga is an extremely important part of our life.
Ma kuru dhana jana yauvana garvam harati nimeshat kala sarvam. Ma kuru dhana jana yauvana garvam harati nimeshat kala sarvam. Maya mayamidam akhilam hitva maya mayamidam akhilam hitva brahmapadam tvam pravisha viditva brahmapadam tvam pravisha viditva bhaja govindam bhaja govindam govindam bhaja mudhamate.
Sometimes when you read each of these shlokas, one wonders at the age of 20, how did Adi Shankara even think of all this? See, ma kuru dhana jana yauvana garvam. So it is so true. You know, when you are young, you are very proud of everything. My people, my beauty, my education, my job, my earning, my money, my everything. How beautifully he has explained here that always remember that within seconds this can change, the whole story can change. So never be boast about your wealth, friends, relatives and youth. It can be destroyed within a kshana, which is nimisha means thousandth fraction of an eye blink. That is the time, that is, he says. So free yourself from the illusion of the world. I have just given a very contemporary example for this, wherein this, all of us must be remembering, it's a recent event that happened in Pune, where a young boy with a 3 crore car goes and kills 2 people, and there is absolutely no guilt. And the parents, the kind of moha the parents had towards their money, wealth and child, that they completely protected that child, tried all their best to protect their child after killing 2 humans. So what better example of ma kuru dhana jana yauvana garvam. So this is an example and eye opener for all of us, that first the child should understand the value of money, wealth and young age, and the parents should instill it. Parents themselves should not be in this delusion. So important this is. Another, of course, this is a very short story. So a man goes to the grave carrying all his bags of money, and Yamadharmaraja is saying, you can't come with all this money, it has no value. What has value after death? There is only one thing that has value after death, and that is the charity that you have done. Not what you have earned. All this name, fame doesn't have any value. It is the charity that you have done that has value after death.
Kamam krodham lobham moham tyaktva atmanam pashyati soham. Kamam krodham lobham moham tyaktva atmanam pashyati soham. Atmajnana vihina mudha atmajnana vihina mudha te pachante narakani guda te pachante narakani guda. Bhaja Govindam Bhaja Govindam Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate.
Here he says, give up lust, anger, infatuation and greed. These are the 4 that If we don't think about it, we don't ponder about it, then it will lead us downwards. Fools are they who are blind to the self. Cast into hell, they suffer there endlessly. So here a beautiful story is there about Krishna, Balarama and Satyaki. All three of them had to guard one field from robbers. So they are taking turns. They have divided the night into three hours each. They have divided their time. So first Satyaki. Satyaki's time, he shouts loudly, anybody there? Or things like that. And he gets a reply in the same loud, angry voice. And next term is Balarama. Balarama also shouts even louder and he gets a louder reply. Then comes the turn of Krishna when he says, hello, anybody there? And he gets a soft voice saying the same thing. So this is just to make us understand that anger provokes anger and only friendliness can conquer enmity. So like we say, dirt can't remove dirt, same way violence can't remove violence. This is such an important statement for today, because in our society, all of us feel, when we see there is so much of anger and violence going on, we feel tit for tat is the right thing to do. That's what we all feel. But this is what Bhaja Govindam says, and it is true. And simple thing in our homes, when we shout, the decibel of our voice towards our children, we get the reply in the same decibel. You say it softly, you will get a soft reply. You say it loudly with anger, absolutely it will bounce back in the same. So simple day-to-day life, it is there for us, which we see.
गेयं गीता नाम सहस्रं ध्येयं श्रीपतिरूपमजस्रं गेयं गीता नाम सहस्रं ध्येयं श्रीपतिरूपमजस्रं नेयं सज्जन संगे चित्तं नेयं सज्जन संगे चित्तं देयं दीन जनाय च वीतं देनं दीन जनाय च वीतं भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते.
See, from here onwards it's blessings. So what Adi Shankara says, regularly recite from the Gita. Meditate on Vishnu, say recite the Vishnu Sahasranama. Take delight to be with the noble and the holy. Again satsang. Distribute your wealth in charity. So this is now summary of what he has been telling all over here, and to the poor and the needy. Distribute your wealth. So here this example that has been given here is beautiful. He says there was a floods in the Yamuna. Everything around the Yamuna was destroyed. Only one reed survived. That grew, and after some time a devotee picks up that reed and makes it into a flute. And this flute is in Krishna's hand. So imagine, from the position of ruin, it got transformed into a flute and in Krishna's hand. So imagine, see, if you are a good devotee, if you do bhaja properly, such a transformation can occur for any of us anytime. We feel that, we are somewhere, we cannot do, like Swamiji always says. He says, all of you, to become a specialist, you have become a pediatrician. He always tells me, he says, you become a pediatrician, it took you 30 years to achieve that. And then to practice that took you another 10 years. But here, when everybody comes for spirituality, if they come to the mutt or they come anywhere, they start reading. Oh, I have been reading and I have been doing spiritual practice for 6 months. I have not seen any results. How is it possible when to do an ordinary thing as becoming a doctor you needed 30 years, when in spiritual life, how will you find results in 6 months? First of all, sincerity is needed, and then you have to give the due time for it. Of course, blessing is needed. If that blessing is there, tomorrow you will attain moksha. But we have to work towards it also.
Pranayamam pratyaharam nitya nitya viveka vicharam. Pranayamam pratyaharam nitya nitya viveka vicharam. Japya sameta samadhi vidhanam. Japya sameta samadhi vidhanam. Kurvavadhanam mahadavadhanam. Kurvavadhanam mahadavadhanam. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate.
Here he is explaining about the importance of the Ashtanga Yoga. So how important it is to control your breath, regulate the prana life force, remain unaffected by the external influences. Then chant the holy name of the God and silence this turbulent mind, which is most difficult to do for all of us, however old you are. But we have to keep trying, so one day we will improve in that. Perform these with care, with extreme care. See, for everything you need practice. So if you want to become a sportsman, you want to become a batsman, you want to become a football player, or you are doing rifle practice. For everything you need a teacher, you need a guru, you need practice. So then for spirituality also, you need a guru, you need practice. So we need to do practice. Try, instead of feeling that I cannot do this or I will do it later. Let us all inculcate these habits right from now, so that little by little, we will progress in this spiritual path. So if the mind is allowed to flow towards God, we find God will reveal himself to us. So long hours of meditation will remove all the barriers. It is tough, but we can start with 10 minutes. See, we had a quiz competition in the Ramakrishna Mutt, wherein during the interview when we were talking to people, all the youth less than 30 years, everybody said, what is it that you do regularly? We do meditation. It sounds good, but what exactly they are doing we have to see. But this word meditation has become common language now. But let us work on it. Let us understand its meaning. Let us understand the procedure. So about this controlling the breath, a small example has been given here. The tortoise and the tiger. See, the tortoise is a very controlled breath. It does not breathe as fast as even us. It breathes very slow. Because it has that low breath rate, life of a tortoise is 300 years. A tiger breathes fast, 70 times a minute. The life is only 50 years or 40 years. So, controlling the breath is given as an example here in an animal. But we have to control the breath in a different way. So, the importance of pranayama, that is very important, has been mentioned over here. So, now I am going back to the first statement that Swamiji Adi Shankara said, as non-human bodies, such as those of plants and animals, are not fit for a life of devotion to the Lord. Those who have attained the human birth should lead a life of devotion to the Lord. So all these shlokas have in various ways tried to tell us the importance of human birth and also how bhaja is important in our life. So it is not that we stop living, we stop going, stop doing, nothing. We should do everything, but keep that name of the Lord at the bottom of our heart. If we do that, we will definitely move forward in the spiritual. So life is, now the last summary I would like to say, life is moving towards death. One does not know when death will arrive. So don't waste your life in chasing sensory objects. Withdrawal of the senses will only lead you further. Cultivate devotion to Govinda. Bhaja Govindam. So now you will say the...
Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. Samprapte sannihite kale, samprapte sannihite kale, nahi nahi rakshati dukrang karane, nahi nahi rakshati dukrang karane. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate.
Namaste.